got the first coat of the short strand on here, both here in the back and then there up in the front. It's actually some really nice areas there and over in the corner there that really don't need it. So we're gonna see that. I liked that job, was really pretty up there. It didn't seem to need all that much. I'm hoping the one pass is enough. Back here, it wasn't quite as neat, especially there was kind of a divot back here. Haven't messed with the back side yet, so we're just getting the front side on. Part of that was because when I went to squeeze the hardener, the top, you know, it'd been a while. I've been sitting in the garage, so this thing just cracked off. So I tried to get as much out of there as I could and get all of this on as quickly as I could to use that hardener. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna go see on the internet and see if I can order just a tube of hardener, because I do still have some of the short strand left. But we'll see. Yeah, so that's where we are. We'll bring you back when we got some more progress. All right, guys, we're here under the car. You can see I'm doing, this is the rear driver's floor pan. I got the first coat of short strand fiberglass, but also what you see is I actually yanked the exhaust system out, and what I had to do is I had to sawzall it right in front of the mufflers to be able to get them out, because I also wanted to try and clean out all this crappy undercoating. So I started a little section of, you know, using the wire brush and stuff like that. So I'll clean all that crap off there because it just looks horrible, and having actually the drive shaft out as well, having the exhaust and the mufflers and the drive shaft out of the way makes all of this so much easier. I've got a lot more access. I may even be able to put a little jack stand underneath the transmission and pull the transmission mount to be able to get some more access over the top of it. Make sure I can get as much of that stuff off there and repaint it. And I kind of, you can see I can try to start doing it on the frame rail as well. It's going to be a massive job. But you can see this is the driver's. I'm also getting short strand on that. So all that's up there. I'll start sanding that down tomorrow. I'm finishing up for the day. So I've already done the top. Let me show you that. A rainstorm here. All right, so I did finish the coat, the top coat here. I need to get some glazing putty. I tried to do a kind of a second layer of the short strand, and I'll sand that down tomorrow. But you can see all this stuff is fairly well sanded. It needs some finish sanding real quick. And then there's the front. All that looks fairly good. But yeah, it's coming along real well. Hopefully, the next one, either this weekend or next weekend, we'll be painting these. To look like those over there. Hopefully we'll get the transmission mount and all that stuff. So this kind of inside here will start looking uniform. The only other thing that I have left to do on the interior floor pans is this one right back here, the passenger. I had originally thought of not doing it, but you can see I kind of pounded on it with a hammer. And you can see there's a line there, and that's probably, yeah, that's right on the weld line and everything. So I think I'm gonna cut this out and redo this pan. It's got some got a lot of dust. It's got some questionable metal. It's starting to pit real bad. So I've got the replacement piece for it. I might as well just go ahead and replace it. All right, we'll bring you back when we got more. Okay guys, so I was in the process of doing all the glazing putty, and I thought I had gotten all the spots. You can see it. It actually all looks very, very good. Everything's solid all the way around, covered up and smooth. But then I noticed right here and right here, it was high, and I could feel it. Really, it was bad. Wasn't really happy with it. So, and I figured this was going to happen. So I grabbed a body hammer and started trying to tap that down. And then what happened is, you can see the line straight across. It's kind of cracked where that old line is, weld line is, and it's, you can feel it once you run your finger on it. So I got this all down and smooth, so that it's fairly good. That's actually just a little bit of a high spot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cutoff wheel, and I'm actually going to cut this again. Just run the line, not the entire length, not all the way back over here into that curve, but starting about there, come over here, and I'm going to cut that and re-weld it. Yeah, I know it's underneath the floor, the carpet, nobody sees it, nobody's ever going to know, but I will. So again, it's practice. I'm trying to get the lines right and get everything smooth. So yeah, everything's much better than it was, but I am going to have to do some rework on it. So yeah, that's where we are. We'll bring you back. Okay, so it's coming along. Slowly, just taking my time, making sure it doesn't get overheated, because I think that's what happened last time, is it got overheated. I was probably going too fast. Boat up there, so we're better, but I am getting a little bit of blowouts. And I will say that I needed to fix this gap, which I showed earlier. It was too big, and I tried to put that wire. I thought I was being clever, putting that wire longitudinally, but you can see some of the, I cut just below the wire. You can see it right there. See, that's the line, that's the wire. So don't do that. Make sure your gaps are right. That was a mistake on my part. So I'm having to go, I could see it here, so I'm making that a little bit wider as well. But yeah, you live and you learn. A couple other things that I'm noticing that I need to do right there. Kind of see a crack. This area a little buckled, and I'm not sure why. The car looks pretty good, and the only other issue was right there and right there, but I think there was a transmission issue. This is not the original motor. I think something happened with the transmission and the motor, and there was some dents, like something exploded. It's the original transmission, at least per the documentation, but I got some mysterious dents. Not sure if those, all those wrinkles in there are just normal, but that is not. So I'm gonna drill it on both ends, and then weld that up just to make it a little stronger. And then I noticed that those two spot welds are bad, so I'm gonna grind those down and re-weld those to make sure that that's snug and not going anywhere. All right, we'll bring you back. Okay guys, so got this all ground down, welded up, ground down, and then in short strand fiberglass. I'm gonna let it dry overnight. I was also working on this, which I was showing you, and this, that looks like factory. So I drilled a 5/32 hole through both this bracket and this bracket, and welded it up, and that's how it came out. It looks really, really similar to a couple of these others. Well, maybe not. actually looks too good. The rest of them look like crap. But I'm actually really happy. That's like the nicest welding job I've ever done. It just turned out really, really well. I got that welded up. That's not nearly as pretty, and I don't know what to do about it. My perfectionist streak is rearing its head, saying I gotta fix it, but the rest of it saying no, it's too hard. It's too hard to grind. It's difficult to get in here, especially with the rest of this creased up. Grinding it down, you risk breaking through the rest of the metal because it just can't get a good smooth surface. But my perfectionist streak is just not. I don't like that. But so we'll decide what we want to do with that. I still need to weld it from the bottom. But yeah, I got also got short strand. I forgot to put it on this edge on the bottom, so I did that as well. Let that dry, and it should be one last bit of sanding to get that all. Maybe a little bit of the putty. I can't think of it. The red stuff. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. The filler, the small hole filler. Might need to do that, but we'll see. I'll sand it down, and then actually all of this whole area is ready for paint, so it'll look like that. And then after that, we're doing that one over there because I found some issues over there, and I'll be working on the bottom as well because I want the bottom to look like that as well. But that'll be a very, very long process because there's a whole buttload of undercoating. I'm just taking it off slowly. Yeah, so we're making progress. We'll bring you back.